Most people struggle with a lot of different resistance. People train hard, they work hard, they're always building their skills, but most people don't try to develop strategies to help them actually show up with a lot of confidence and belief in who they are and what they can do. So if you're having trouble showing up the way that you most want, a great place to start is, who is someone or what is someone that inspires you with the traits and the qualities that they're bringing to the table in whatever domain it might be for them, so that you can start borrowing that idea in your own mind and start acting through that. So most people don't know about Martin Luther King is that Martin Luther King wore non-prescription glasses, and he wore those to step into what he called his distinguished self, which was a way for him to channel a very intentional self to do the hard things that he was trying to do with the mission and the movement that he was carrying forward. He did not want to get in the way of that with his own insecurities, and so he put on those glasses to be very intentional about that self. Another example, Beyonce. Beyonce grew up in a gospel singing family. She all of a sudden got thrust on stage where she was singing provocative lyrics, dancing provocatively, and that was creating an internal turmoil for her because it was something that was so new to her and her values. So she created Sasha Fierce, which was this creative force that went out there without the worries and concerns of what her gospel self was, and allowed her creative self to express herself more naturally, and then she ultimately became that person without needing Sasha Fierce anymore. So what's a phone booth moment? Well, when you think about Clark Kent and Superman, that phone booth moment was that time where he entered the phone booth in order to change into someone else in order to get the job done. You know, in order for him to operate in the world and be accepted by everyone else, he would become Clark Kent so he could get the job done. And then anytime there was something dramatic that was happening where he had to save the day, that's when he would go back to his actual self, which is Superman. And what that shows is that by simply showing up with more intention about how you want to be showing up on whatever that field of play is for you, you can dramatically change your results. We have that power inside of our creative imagination, and it's not just reserved for pop culture or comic books. It turns out there's actual science behind this, and it's called enclothed cognition. Enclothed cognition is the idea that human beings attach a story to the clothing that we wear. In fact, the Kellogg School of Management did a study on this, where they gave students a series of different tests, and it turns out that depending on what they were wearing, their results varied widely. The moment you put on a painter's coat, you started acting more creatively. The moment you put on a doctor's coat, you started activating the traits of someone who's methodical and careful and with higher levels of detail and attention. So here's my challenge to you. If you want to start showing up as a more heroic self, find a role model that already exhibits the traits that you most want to show up with. And then find a totem, an artifact, a talisman, something that you can wear to help activate those traits more naturally for you. It's built into your creative imagination. It's natural, and it's gifted inside of you already. So ultimately, the alter ego effect can be summed up by one quote from Cary Grant, the Golden Era actor, where he said, "I pretended to be somebody I wanted to be, and I became that person." Or he became me, but at some point in time, we met. And that's what an alter ego can help you do. Help you to become the person you most want to become.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.